Hi, this is Jazz. It's Tuesday on LBGTLove, and the first topic for this week is how you came to terms with your own sexuality. Now, for me, this was really hard and a massive struggle. I was brought up Catholic, I went to an all-girls school, and my group wasn't the smoking, drinking, partying with boys type of group. It was more the we had a lot of fun, but we didn't really know any boys. Anyway, and we never really went to any wild parties or anything, so for me, coming to terms with any sort of sexuality was hard. Any sort of urges, any sort of thoughts, because I'd been brought up to think that everything was a sin. And it was like anything was like a no, bad, no sort of mentality. But what was even harder was coming to terms with the fact that I was attracted to girls, because it was easy to be attracted to guys. And that was fine. I was just like, oh, I have a crush on them, blah, blah, blah. But to like girls, it was really bad. And I didn't even realize this myself. And I found out in a rather geeky sort of way, which I'm going to share with you. We were a bit nerdy in high school. And my friends and I were sort of obsessed with Harry Potter. Well, one girl in particular that I met. And I was really fascinated with her. I found her to be the most interesting and intriguing person I'd ever met. Now I know that it was just because I had a major crush on her, but at the time I didn't know that. I didn't think that that was possible. So, anyway, so she liked talking about Harry Potter, so I liked talking about Harry Potter. And we sort of created this fictional weird world where we played out the characters. So I was Seamus, she was Ginny, other people like Harry and Ron and stuff, but no one played it really as hard as us. We played it hard. We made all these other scenarios where Ginny got pregnant and Seamus thought it was his baby, but then it wasn't, and blah blah. It was intense, and but then Seamus was gay at the start. He liked guys, but then he was in love with Ginny. So he worked really hard, and finally he got her. He got her in the end, and I was 16 by this time, because this whole thing lasted 9 months, maybe a year, and I was exhausted by this. I was like, I can't be Seamus anymore because I love your character too much, and it's so time consuming, and I'm sick of being so in love with you and you having so much power over me. She was like, okay, so we ended it, and everyone was really angry because they'd been having a lot of fun with this. Why does it have to end? Why do you guys get to be the boss of everything? And I'm just like, whatever. But it ended, and then I realised that I was still sort of in love with her, and I was like, get over this. And one day I looked across the library, because we were fighting, we weren't talking, and I looked across and I'm like, oh God, she's so beautiful, her black hair is so beautiful, she's so lovely. And I was like, wait, Ginny has red hair, why am I thinking about her black hair? And then I realised that I was actually in love with the person, not the idea, and I was in love with her as me, not as Seamus, not as a character, and that was really hard to bear. And I thought something was wrong with me, and I'd cry, and then I realised that I was actually in love with her without meaning to be, and it was horrible. It was horrible to create this fantasy world where someone would fall in love with you and get married to you, and to know that if you were a boy you could have them and have everything that you wanted, but I was a girl, and so I felt wrong. I felt like I was in the wrong body. I felt just horrible. I didn't know what to do. I didn't really know that gay people sort of existed. I didn't know anyone who was gay. It was horrible, and I felt really suicidal, and just awful. I wanted to die. Honestly, I wanted to die. I thought I was a sinner and wrong, and I was having these bad thoughts about her. I just felt horrible. But it got better. It gets better, and I got through it. And coming to terms with it was hard. The first time I had sex with a girl as well, which was not her. it was a while later. It was about 2 years later after this, and the first time I had sex with a girl. Afterwards, I thought that was the biggest sinner ever. I'd never had sex with anyone before, and I'd never had an orgasm before. And I just felt horrible. I thought God was going to punish me. I felt I couldn't even come to terms with what I'd done. I couldn't even tell the priest in confession. And my mum found out, and she was distraught, and she sent me to the priest, but then I couldn't even tell him. And I went to this Christian camp where they told me that homosexuality was wrong and a sin, but they didn't know about me. They just thought that I was going to help other people, and I would pretend during the day that everything was fine, and then go to my room and cry at night, and it was just horrible. And at uni, I realised, when I went to uni, go away. So, when I went to uni, I realised that I had to just come out, because I had a girlfriend then, and people accepted me for who I was, and that helped me a lot in coming to terms with it. And doing stuff like this, Tumblr, finding people who are like-minded, it helped me a lot, but I still can't really come out to my mum. But I've accepted this myself, so that makes me happy.